Greetings, everyone. I'm Dada Vedaprajinananda, or the short form is Dada Veda. It doesn't matter, whichever you want to call me. So today I just want to do a very short thing, or very short video about fasting, and specifically the psychic component, the mental component of fasting, and how that can help you to do fasting properly and to enjoy it. So in many physical activities, there is some kind of mental component. And in this regard, I always like to bring in an anecdote from a famous baseball player who was named Yogi Berra. Coincidentally, he was not a yogi, but he said sometimes many things which people laughed at. They were funny, kind of, because he put them in a little bit wrong way, but there was some truth in it. So one time he made this remark. He said, you know, baseball is 90% mental. And then he said, the other 50% is physical. Okay, so his arithmetic was a little off, and that's why we got the smiles out of it. But he was on to something, because baseball, which is considered a game, a physical activity, a sport, the mind plays a very important role. So in fasting, the mind plays a big role. And in this regard, I've always told people that when you're going to start fasting, and before I talk about fasting, I'm not going to explain why fasting is good and not good. I think if you've done some research, and if you're here delving into this subject, you're convinced, and you should be, that fasting is a very beneficial thing for our body and also mind. So anyway, when we do any activities such as fasting, and I've told people to make a preparation, and the preparation has to be two-part. Physical preparation. So the physical preparation is the day before you fast, to get enough caloric intake. You shouldn't eat for 2 days, or you'll just get sick, but just your normal, whatever you eat on a normal day. It shouldn't be a skimpy day, because if you have a skimpy day, then the next day you'll be more prone to feeling hungry. But if you have a normal day, then you'll be able to manage. You'll be able to manage, though, but you have to make another preparation. So, and also you should be hydrated properly the day before. That's important, especially if you're going to go on a dry fast the next day. So you should hydrate, and you should get a good caloric intake. But then the next component is you have to prepare your mind. And you have to put in your mind, you can do it the night before, tomorrow is my fasting day. I'm not going to eat. It's the day which I've set aside to do the fasting. And if you do this, what happens, generally, you can wake up in the morning, and then instead of thinking about, when's breakfast coming and when's lunch coming, you start to get on with your work. And if you can manage that successfully, you can get into something which I call, at least works for me, it's called the fasting mode. So when I'm in my fasting mode, I'm not hungry in the morning, I'm not hungry for lunch or whatever. I'm just not hungry, and I get on with my work. I get on with my activity, what I have to do. So if you prepare yourself the night before, you'll be able to enter the fasting mode. But if you don't, I guarantee what's going to happen. Suppose the night before you say, maybe I'll fast, maybe I shouldn't. And you still wake up with that maybe. So what's going to happen? You'll wake up, and then you'll think of 1,000 or 100 reasons why you should be eating. You'll say, I'm gonna be emaciated, I'm gonna die, I won't be able to do this, I'll be incapacitated, So you can think of so many reasons why you should eat. But if you have made up your mind before, you're not going to go into that line of thought, and you'll be able to get on with your activities, and sooner or later then you'll even forget about eating. So then you're into that fasting flow or fasting mode, which I call it. So this is the thing. But recently I had an incident. Last week it was a fasting day, and I made my preparation the day before. I thought I did, at least. I thought I ate properly. And I resolved I'm going to fast. But still, in the morning, I got a tremendous pang of hunger. And then I was thinking, what am I going to do about it? And you know that if you go on my website, it's listed there on your screen, dadaveda.com. I've written many articles about yoga, meditation, fasting, stuff like that. So I wrote an article, What to Do About Hunger on a Fasting Day. I haven't read that article, reread it in a long time, but generally I was focusing on physical things which you can do. You know, you can take lemon water or something like that. But here, this thing last week, I found a mental or psychic thing which helped me a great deal. So what I did was, you know, I don't know if you know this, but I think it's generally well known that appetite is actually a sign of health. So when you get a bad infection or disease, oftentimes you lose your appetite. You don't feel like eating. And then as you start to recover, then your appetite returns. And when your appetite returns, it means your health is returning. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking, oh, my appetite. Then I was thinking, oh, at least I'm healthy. So that gave me some optimism. At least I'm healthy. Okay, that's a good sign. I got the hunger pang. I'm healthy. And then what happened was, then I had that helped me, to go on. And then I had to finish different kind of activities, different kind of work. And then before you know it, it was 12 o'clock. And then before you know it, it was 5 o'clock. And then once you reach that stage, you've made it, really, generally. We fast 24 hours from the morning to the next morning. So generally, if you can make it to the late afternoon, you'll be cruising. You'll be able to, you can go to sleep early and get up and break your fast, have a good time. So my moral here is that psychic thing is important. And if you need a little psychic help, if you do get a pang of hunger, urging of hunger, just remember, you're healthy, good. You're on the right track. And that's the track we want to go on. We want to become healthy. That's why we fast. And also, if you fast, it will help your willpower and so many other things. There's a hormone component of it. It will give you purer thoughts, nicer thoughts. So it's a self-reinforcing thing. You prepare yourself mentally, you fast, and then that will strengthen you more in the future. So fasting is a great thing for your physical well-being, because it rests the organs and gives you a chance for your body to recuperate and relax and to get stronger. And it also is very good for the mind. So I urge you to look into it if you haven't been doing it. And I hope that this little short thing will help you to be successful in your fasting. So I just say namaskar and thanks very much for giving me some time.